गौर प्रेमानंदे भगवत वाणी भगवत गीता की श्री प्रभुपाद की गुरवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Most auspicious day of Ekadashi. Ekadashi, the name for Ekadashi in a Vaishnava tradition is called Hari Vasriya. Hari means Supreme Lord who take away the trouble of his devotees. And the next meaning of Hari is one who gives so much care and affection and love that he steals the heart of a devotee. He is called Hari. Prem Dei Man Hare. The another name for Ekadashi is Vishnu Tithi or Madhava Tithi Bhakati Janani. Madhava Tithi. Ma means husband. Ma means Lakshmi and Dha means husband. The one who is the husband of Lakshmi, that is Sri Krishna. Madhava Tithi is a day. So this is Madhava Tithi Hari Vasre. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says it's a Bhakati Janani. It gives rise to the birth. It gives rise to the birth to the devotional service. So on this auspicious day of Madhava Tithi at the Sri Gaur Nitai, ISKCON Temple Colon. You are all welcome for the evening Bhagavad Gita class. I'm told that we are discussing the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the opulences of the Absolute, or Vibhuti Yoga. In this chapter, in the first 7 verses, it is God is unknowable, even for the demigods and the great sages, but only by service can be known. The next section is 4 seed verses of Bhagavad Gita, Chatur Shloki Gita, from 8 to 11. Then from verse 12 to 18, I think the section in which we have to discuss last verse. In this section, Arjun's eagerness to know more about the opulences of Krishna. And we are discussing verse number 18 today of this section. So just to orient ourselves, so in Bhagavad Gita there are 18 chapters, the first 6 chapters, middle 6 chapter, and the last 6 chapter. This is called the 3 Shataka, or the 6 chapter section of Bhagavad Gita, which is like a jewelry box. The first 6 chapter is the box which contains the jewel. The middle six chapter is the jewel itself, is a diamond inside. And the last 6 chapter is a cover or the top lid of the box. So in first 6 chapter there are 2 principles. Number 1 principle, everybody has to work under all circumstances. And the second principle is, while working, how we should be free from the reaction of the work. And there is the process is yoga. And that yoga has different stages: karma yoga, gyana yoga, adhyan yoga. The middle 6 chapter has also 2 principles. The first principle is for whom we should work. And the answer for us is we should work for Krishna. He says, work for me. Mata karma kinna karana mata karma. This is the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which says, work for me. The second principle is how to work. Work with devotion, bhavamad bhakto, become my devotee. And the last 6th chapter has also 2 principles. How are we bound in this material world by the 3 modes of material nature? The 3 modes of material nature are the ropes by which we are bound in this material world, and how we can be freed from that. Avivicharena bhakti yogena sagunan samataitan mayam brahma bhuyaya kalpate. By practicing unalloyed devotional service, we can be free from 3 modes of material nature. So the middle 6th chapter is the most important devotional service. In the middle 6th chapter, chapter number 9 and 10 are most confidential. The 9 and 10 are most confidential. So in chapter 9, Krishna will say, I am telling you the most confidential knowledge. Oh Krishna, what is the most confidential knowledge? Man mana bhav mad bhakto mad yaji mam namaskru. You offer your obeisance to me, you worship me, you engage your mind always thinking of me, and become my devotee. Oh, Krishna is thinking, very good, Krishna, your idea is good that I should become a devotee. Your devotee, worship you. What is special about you? Because until unless there is some opulence, people will not bow down. Oh, Krishna then speak the 10th chapter, in which he speaks about his transcendental opulences. So when we see the opulences, we see the greatness, we see the Aishwarya, then we become automatically humble down and bow down. So in 11, it says in 10th chapter, there are opulences of the Absolute. But Krishna is Supreme Lord and Arjuna is his dear friend. So Krishna, Arjuna acting as a friend, but now he's acting as a disciple. So he wanted actually to show to the world that Krishna is saying about his opulences, it's not theoretical. He can demonstrate by practical. So 11th chapter, all those opulence which Krishna has told, Arjuna want to see them in person. That is universal form. You want to see those. Just it's not for himself, but for the public in future, that somebody should not cheat people to say I am God, but he cannot show his opulences. And when Krishna is, and the last verse of the 11th chapter is the seed of devotion. Mat karma mat paramo mat bhakta sangha varjita nirvair sarvabhuteshu yasamam iti pandava. There are 5 things. 3 things to do and 2 things don't. 3 things to do is work for me with body, with mind, think me as the goal of your life, and with your heart, you love and serve me. These are 3 things to do. So apply your body, mind, words, heart, everything to me. And the 2 things to avoid, nirvaira, don't become enemy to anybody, but sangha varjita, don't associate with them. So now the last chapter is Bhakti Yoga, how to practice Bhakti. So in this way, the 6th chapter, from chapter 9 till culminating till 12, is the Bhakti Yoga explained in detail. Now the verse under discussion with us is the 3rd section of the 10th chapter. Arjuna accept Krishna's position. First, Arjuna accept Param Brahm Param Dham Pavitram Paramam Bhavam Purusham Shashvatam Adi Devam Ajam Vibhum Austvam Devrishi Sare. So these are the verses Arjuna is speaking, and accepting that Krishna is Param Brahm. So after accepting the Krishna's position, he requests to hear more of his opulences in verses 12 to 18. It is his desire to know more about Krishna's absence. The principle is that when we are in temple, we are Krishna conscious. We can see Krishna, and we can see Gaurmita, we can see Krishna Balaram, we can see Radha Krishna, we can see Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. But we are outside in a world working. How can we remain Krishna conscious? This is the principle, which is asking, Krishna, you are with me right now, sitting in front of me, guiding me. I can see this, but everywhere, all the times, how can I become Krishna conscious? Whenever I look, I say, my God. You know, when you see something and you say, my God, this is opulence. It reminds you of God. That's called opulence. So everywhere, devotees are so trained somehow, they see anything, it reminds them of Krishna. Anything you see, immediately it reminds you Krishna. And Krishna by definition is Krishna. All his incarnation, all his energies, all his pure devotees, everything is included in Krishna. So it's very easy that everywhere we can be Krishna conscious. Simply, that's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra, one who sees me everywhere. Yomam Pashyati Sarvatra. One who sees me everywhere, all the times. And it is possible. That's what Arjuna is asking here. How to realize you, to see you everywhere, all the times, in all the beings. And the proof of this philosophy is Prahlad Maharaj. He's able to see Krishna everywhere. Even in the pillar, yes, if he's everywhere, why he's not in the pillar? So this is the vision of a devotee, to see Krishna everywhere. Or simply we have to, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Vaishnavas, and by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, they are most merciful. The devotees can see Krishna everywhere. And my realization is in the 10th chapter, the opulence is one which reminds you of Krishna. And in the beginning, there are 4 seed verses of Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabhava mat sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita marchit madgat prana bodhayanta parasparam. So these verses are describing a devotee, and devotee is the opulence of Krishna, because devotee remind you of Krishna. So really opulence of Krishna is a devotee, because he remind you of Krishna. If you see any devotee in the street, you say Hare Krishna. So it means he reminds you of Krishna. So this is the real opulence of Krishna. The greatest opulence of Krishna is his devotee. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted his devotee in every nook and corner of the world, to make everybody to remember Krishna. This is actually the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everybody should be reminded of Krishna everywhere, and this can be done only by the devotees of Krishna. Now, what should be the inner consciousness of a devotee? What should be his attitude of a devotee? That is also in this verse. So, if we can have this verse here. So, verse number 18, 10, 18. Till you get this verse, I can tell you there are 3 philosophical concepts: the sambandh, abhidhe, and prayojan. Sambandh means the knowledge about Krishna. Abhidhe means the practice of devotional service. And prayojan means the goal of the devotion. They are all described in these seed verses. Even the first verses are all 3 things together. Aham sarvasya prabhava. I am the source of everybody's creation. Mat sarvam pravartate. By me, everybody is inspired to perform his action. Iti matva, one who knows this is sambandh gyaan, to know the greatness of Krishna. Iti matva, by knowing this. Iti aham sarvasya prabho mat sarvam iti matva bhajante mam. Bhajan Tema means engage my service. This is abhidheya. Buddha bhava. Bhav is a ecstatic devotional service, is a prem, is a prayojan. In first verse, there are 3 things: sambandh, abhidhe, and prayojan. So how should be the devotee? Such devotee who knows madchit madgat prana. Madchit means their mind is always absorbed in thought of me. Madgat prana, if they don't remember me, they give their life. Then how they are alive? Bodhayanta parasparam, always discussing about me and hearing about me. What they get? Tushyanti cha, they are satisfied. Ramanti is prayojan, and they relish. So when they hear about me, they relish. I'm not discussing this verse, but now we are going to this verse. Please repeat after me. Vistrenatmano yogam vibhutim jajanardana bhuyah katyah triptirhe Shunvato naste me amritam Vistrenatmano yogam Vibhutim tajanardana Bhuya kathya triptirhi Shunvato nasti me amritam Vistrenatmano yogam Vibhutim cha janardana Bhuyah kathya triptere Shunvato nasti me amritam. So please repeat. Vistrenatmano yogam Vibhutim cha janardana Bhuya katya triptire Shranvato nasti me amritam Vistarenatmano yogam Vibhutim cha janardana Bhuya katya triptire Shranvato nasti me amritam. Deviyo, ladies. Vistrenatmano yogam Vibhutim cha janardana Bhuya katya triptiri Shranvato nasti me amritam Nistrenatmano yogam Vibhutim cha janardana Bhuya katya triptir me Shranvato nasti me amritam. So the address of Krishna, address to Krishna by Arjuna is Janardhan. So, O Janardhan, and we'll know the meaning, one of the meaning of Janardhan. And the next word is, O Janardhan, please tell me again, Bhuya Katya. Bhuya Katya. Bhuya means again, Katya means tell me. Please tell me again. What you want to know? Oh, tell me again in a detail. Vistren Atmano. Tell me in detail. It means Krishna must have told something to Arjuna in short. Yes. In the 7th chapter and 9th chapter, he has given some specific opulences. Rasoham Pasukonte Prabhasmi Sasi Suryo. He has given these opulences in 7th and 9th chapter. So now, that was in short. There are two words in Sanskrit. One is called samas, means in short, and vyas means in detail. So this is vistren atmano, means in detail. Samas and vyas. Samas means in short, vyas means in detail. So I want to know in detail. What you want to know in detail? Two things. The first thing is vibhutischa, your opulences, your vibhutis. And what else you want to know? And yogam. And yogam, here, yoga means bhakti yoga. Srila Prabhupada writes, there's only one yoga, it's bhakti yoga. The all other yoga are stepping stone towards that one goal, bhakti yoga. It's like this building, we have a staircase. The name of this staircase is yoga. You may have first floor, second floor, third floor. But the stair is one. That's called yoga. Those who are on top floor, they are bhakti yogis because this is culmination. But those on the first floor are karma yogis. Those on the second floor, they are stuck there. They are gyaan yogi. Those who are stuck on third floor, they are dhyan yogis. So yoga is one, but there are different stages on that yoga. So I want to know about in yoga in detail. Yoga means bhakti yoga. So I want to know your bhakti yoga. Yogam Atmavan. This is the word. Vistren Atmano Yogam. Atmano means yours. The yoga by which we can associate with you. The only yoga by which we can associate with Krishna is bhakti yoga. Atmano. Atmano means your personal, by which we become personally associated with you. I want to know that yoga. And then the next line is hearing your nectar. Sharanavato. Amritam Sharanavato. Amritam means nectar. Sharanavato means hearing. Hearing about you is a nectar. Therefore, I have no satiation. I have no satiation. I am not tired of that. Triptir na Triptar me na asti. Triptar means satisfaction. Me means me. Na asti means I am not getting satisfied. So please tell me more, 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 more. Because every time the desire for hearing increase. This is the characteristic of a devotee or an inner consciousness of devotee is eager to hear more and more and more and more about Krishna. Because hearing is most powerful limb of bhakti. And hearing more and more about Krishna is the qualification. Eagerness to hear is the qualification of a devotee to understand Krishna, to practice devotional service, and to awaken the love of God. Everything starts with hearing. So the translation is, O Janardhan, please tell me again in detail about your vibhutis and your bhakti yoga. Hearing your nectar, I have no satiation. Now Srila Prabhupada's purport. Because there is no satiation here, it means Prabhupada has quoted a very similar verse from Bhagavatam, where Prabhupada writes, a similar statement was made to Suta Goswami by the rishis of Naimisharanya headed by Sonik. And that statement is, Vayam to natrapyama uttama shloka vikrame yata shanvatam rasa gyanam swado swado pade pade. So, the speaker is Suta Goswami and listener are the 88,000 rishis headed by Sonak Rishi. And this is the first canto, chapter 1, verse number 19, in the beginning. They are saying, Vayam means we all. To means but. Natrapyama are not satisfied, are not satiated, are not completely, satisfied. With what? Uttama shloka vikrame. Uttama shlok means the Supreme Lord who is glorified by choicest poetry. Uttama means, generally, tama means darkness, and uttam means one who is beyond darkness. And darkness actually means ignorance, and ignorance is due to three modes of material nature. One who is beyond three modes of material nature is uttam. And shloka means verses. The verses which describe the Supreme Lord is uttam shloka. And vikrame, he has very powerful pastime. And the another word for vikrame, which we know generally from Bhagavatam, is satam prasangam mama virya samvido. Mama virya means my powerful pastime. Vikrame also means my powerful pastime. Yata sharvatam, one who hears those. Sharvatam means hearing. Rasagyan, this is most important work. This word is most important. Rasagya. It means one who knows the transcendental mellows of devotional service. Rasagya. People are not rasagya. They never get taste from hearing Krishna Katha. So until unless one has he has a taste for, that this taste for is called rati for Bhagavatam. How can we develop taste for hearing Krishna Katha? And the answer in Bhagavatam is Mahat Sevaya, by serving the great devotees. By serving the great devotees, we develop taste for hearing Krishna Katha. Now, what is the meaning of serving devotees? The meaning of serving devotees is hearing from the devotees. Serving devotees means hearing from devotees. If we hear from devotees, that is service to the devotee. And by serving to the devotees, we will develop taste for hearing Krishna Katha or Bhagavatam. Mata Sevaya, by serving the great souls. So, Nashranatan Rasagyam, Rasagya, There is another word in Bhagavatam, second verse, Rasamalayam Moho. Rasika. The another word for rasagyam is rasika. Rasika means one who relish the nectar of Krishna's pastime. So some saintly person was asked, what is the meaning of rasagya? This is rasagya. Or one who knows the rasa, he said, I am giving you a pot which have 100 holes. And there is a river next in front of you. Go and fill this pot. I want to see this pot full of water. What you will do? The pot has 100 holes. What you will do? I want this pot to be full with water. What can we do?
Fill the holes with something.
So fill the holes with, repair the holes, okay? Just put the pot in the water, it is full. Just put the water in the pot in the water. Don't take it out, it is full. It may have 1,000 holes, it will be full, right? So that is the meaning of rasagya, who is always full because he is completely absorbed in the ocean of Krishna's nectar. That is the meaning of rasagya. Always, this common people say, when we come in the temple, when we hear Krishna Katha, when we hear dancing of devotees, we think, oh, it's very nice. But as soon as we get out of the door of the temple, everything just gone. Because all the holes, everything is drained out. So if you live in the temple all the times, then you are always full. They're very simple. You may, because we all have so many different. These are also holes. They are called Navdware Pure Devi. These are also holes. Eyes, they want to see something else than Krishna. We want to hear something different than Krishna. So we want to smell not the incense or the scent, but we want to smell something else. So these are all holes. When you get out, you are out. But if you are here, you are full. So that is the meaning of rasagya. Those who are rasagya, swado pade, swado means relishing. Swado means relishing, pade padiman. On every step by step, they relish the transcendental mellows of Krishna because they are rasagya. Srila Prabhupada's translation. One can never be. Oh, sorry. Yeah. One can never be satiated even though one continuously hears the transcendental pastime of Krishna, who is glorified by excellent prayers. Those who have entered into the transcendental relationship, this is rasagya. Rasagya is one who is entered in transcendental relationship with Krishna, relish at every step the description of the pastime of Krishna. Prabhupada was a new Vrindavan, it was Janmashtami. Prabhupada wanted his disciple to read Krishna book. And Janmashtami means you have to be up till midnight, 12 o'clock. Big Swami with dandas were there. And somebody was reading Krishna book and everybody was dozing with danda and Swami. Only Prabhupada was very attentively hearing. So this is thing, only you can read, and Prabhupada has written the same Krishna book. He has written the book. He knows what is in the book. But when he was hearing, he was relishing. And all those who were not having still become rasagya, they could not really relish it, and they were dozing, they were sleeping. That is typical in early days, I say. Only Prabhupada is relishing this. It means the one who is a rasagya, he can only relish same thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj 100 times in 18 years from Gadadhar Pandit in Tota Gopinath. He heard the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj 100 times, means every 3 months. Every 3 months he has to hear. Then you can hear 100 times in 18 years. And every time he's relishing. And if I speak something about Dhruva Maharaj, you say, hey, we know this story, what you are going to say. So, so why Mahaprabhu was hearing again and again? He was relishing it. How much determination 5-year boy is that he want to see the God face to face and he saw in 6 months. If we have a fraction of that determination in our life will be perfect. And when hearing Pranad Maharaj, so many obstacles are on the path of devotional service. Even our own relatives, our own father is giving so much trouble, but he is not moved a centimeter from his devotion. If we have that firm determination in devotional service, no, nothing can shake us. If we get a fraction of that again, this is what the Mahaprabhu's mood is. Why to hear these pastime again and again? Because we develop that type of attachment to Krishna. Now Srila Prabhupada writes, thus Arjun is interested in hearing about Krishna and specifically how he remains as the all-pervading Supreme Lord. All-pervading Supreme Lord. It means he is everywhere. What we speak of Lord is everywhere. Srila Prabhupada used to say, I am never being separated from my spiritual master. All the time he is with me. So his spiritual master is all the time with me in the form of his instruction. His instruction is always with me. So here Krishna's instruction is Bhagavad Gita. If our Krishna's instruction are with us, then Krishna is with us everywhere. So everywhere, Krishna is in he's everywhere. Simply we have to develop that vision to see Krishna everywhere. If Krishna is telling me through this person, even Prabhupada said, Krishna is telling me through this person, this thing. So only to see the hand of Krishna everywhere, guiding principle in the life of a devotee. So all-pervading Supreme Lord. And Krishna says, I am all-pervading. I am everywhere. Only simply we have to learn how can we see the Krishna everywhere. Now the next line Prabhupada writes, now as far as Amritam or nectar is concerned, any narration or a statement concerning Krishna is just like nectar. Any statement concerning Krishna is just like nectar. Krishna is immortal. And anything we speak about Krishna is immortal. It is sweet, it is a nectar. Because Krishna is all attractive. Anything about Krishna is attracting us towards Krishna. And Krishna is immortal, nectar. And this nectar can be perceived by practical experience. What is that? This nectar can be perceived by practical experience. What is the meaning of this? When we chant and dance, then we can perceive practically this nectar. This nectar can be perceived practically when we chant and dance, because it's hearing Krishna. It's hearing Krishna's name, Krishna's pastime. This is Krishna's pastime. When we hear this, then practically we can perceive this. I think we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. This we can only experience when we are chanting and dancing in ecstasy. At that time we forget this body and we relish the bliss of the soul. A transcendental nature of the soul can only be perceived when dancing in ecstasy. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's practical way of perceiving nectar of Krishna. Is a Nam Amrita. Nam is called nectar. Holy name is nectar. And chanting of the holy name is actually ocean of nectar. And this can be only relished when in devotion with devotees. We have Kirta, Kartal, Mridanga, and chant Hare Krishna. And this we are inundating the whole world with the ocean of nectar. Mahaprabhu, wherever he was going, was dancing and chanting, and everybody was in ecstasy and was dancing and forget everything. He was inundating the whole world with the holy name. This is the practical way, actually. People don't have this practical way. Only Mahaprabhu's followers have this practical experience of nectar of Krishna's holy name. Hearing is Krishna's. This is hearing. This is what Prabhupada said. Hearing means chanting Hare Krishna and dancing, that the people hear, their ears are open. People may not listen to you when you preach, but when you chant in the street, the holy name will enter their ears. They cannot close their ears. They may be belonging to any sect or any faith, but this holy name will enter their ears. And this is the way, actually, to make the people hear holy name. Now, Prabhupada writes, modern stories, fiction and histories are different from transcendental pastime of the Lord in that one will tire of hearing mundane stories, but one never tires of hearing about Krishna. This is something in England, they said, well, you can chant Coca-Cola for half an hour, you will be tired. But we are chanting Hare Krishna for years, but we are not tired. And one of the Prabhupada's disciples, Govinda Das, he has done the research that chanting Hare Krishna will transform your life. He has two set of devotees, two set of common people. One set, he asked them to chant half an hour, anything, Coca-Cola or whatever. And he wanted the other group to chant Hare Krishna half an hour. After 2-3 months, he analyzed their character, and it was statistically proved that those who chanted Hare Krishna, there was elevation in their consciousness, in their behavior. Those who were in mode of passion came to goodness. And in this way, there is a change in the people who chant Hare Krishna. But those who were chanting just any mundane word, they stay where they were. And he did the whole PhD thesis on that. That chanting Hare Krishna actually transform the personality of a person. And the personality characteristic, and our personality is our nature. And our nature is governed by 3 modes of material nature. Nature of an individual is modeled by the 3 modes of material nature. They exert their influence on the mind, on the intelligence, on the false ego, and on the consciousness. And this is our subtle body. And this subtle body is not destroyed when this body is destroyed. It means the influence of material nature goes from one body to other body. And therefore, one person is born with his own acquired nature. And that acquired nature is by 3 modes of material nature. And everybody's personality is based according to 3 modes of material nature. Therefore, the Krishna conscious movement is bringing people to the mode of goodness, at least. Prabhupada said, we have established this movement that people should come to the mode of goodness. And mode of goodness, there's a eagerness to hear. This is a characteristic of mode of goodness. So this is the purpose of Krishna conscious movement, to bring people to goodness. And then they have to transcend this goodness to the Vasudeva platform, beyond 3 modes of material nature. Vishuddha Sattvam. And then they will see Krishna within their heart. Premanjan Shrita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hrideshu Vlokayanti Yamashama Sandram Achintam Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhaja. Just develop the love for Krishna. Krishna is yours. You have a love for your child. You see the small shoes of a child. You remember child. You see small cloth of the child, one dress, one piece of dress. You remember your child because you have developed love for child. Similarly, if we develop our love for Krishna, everywhere we can see Krishna. You see the peacock feather, you think of Krishna. You think yellow color, you will think of Krishna. Because if you develop love, then you think of Krishna. And this love of Krishna is in everybody's heart. Krishna has put Krishna Prema Nitya Siddha Sadhya Kabhinai. It is in everybody's heart. Simply, we have to awaken. And the process for awakening is Shravana Adi Shuddha Chitte. When we hear Shravana, Adi means end, Kirtan, then it manifests. Just to awaken love of God, the important process is hearing and chanting. So Srila Prabhupada writes, it is for this reason only that the histories of the whole universe, which means Puranas and Mahabharata and Ramayana, is replete. Replete means is full of, with references to the pastime of incarnation of Godhead. This is the Vedic Puranas and the histories. There are two histories in the Vedic literature, Mahabharata and Ramayana. They are called Itihas or histories. And the 18 Puranas, they are histories with teaching. When the history is added with teaching, it is called Purana. So, therefore, now this Prabhupada is explaining what are these histories. The Puranas are the histories of bygone ages that relate the pastime of various incarnations of Lord. In this way, the reading matter remains forever fresh despite repeated readings. So they are, now we are reading the two more commentaries on this verse by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, this is the commentary. Krishna is saying to Arjuna when he is asking this question, Krishna is saying, I have already said that I am the source of everything and everything moves because of me. Aham sarvasya prabhava. I have told you, Arjuna. Why you are asking again? Arjuna is saying, or Krishna is saying, therefore, you should understand that everything is my vibhuti. And by saying, knowing this, they worship me. I told, knowing this, iti matva bhajante mam. Iti matva bhajante mam. I have indicated bhakti yoga. I told you, it is bhakti yoga. Then Arjuna is saying, but speak in detail about your vibhutis and about bhakti. O Janardhan. What is the meaning of Janardhan? In people such as me, Jan, by the sweetness of your beneficial instruction, you create longing. You make us agitate, Ardhan, and you make us beg. What can we do? Because your name is Janardhan, you actually, you inspire us, you agitate us, you make us to beg from you. Because this is your name, what can we do? You are Janardhan. For me, hearing nectar in the form of your instruction, relishing through a tongue in the form of my ear, there is no satiation. So my ears, your tongue and my ears, you speak and I hear, and I'm not tired of that. And Baldev Vidyabhushan writes, but I have already told many times about my auspicious qualities, such as not being born. I told you in 4th chapter, Ajopi Sannabhyatma, I am unborn, I have told you this, Ajopi Sannabhyatma. And about my vibhutis in the Rasoham Apasukonte, I have told this in the 7th chapter. Why are you asking again? Speak in detail, Vistrena, about your qualities and vibhutis. The meaning of the line is clear. Meaning of Janardhan is as previously explained. In chapter 3, verse 1, Janardhan is there explained as the person from whom people who are distressed ask relief. People who are in distress, they ask relief from Krishna. That is called Janardhan. Ardhan means distress, and Jan means people, and Krishna give them relief is called Janardhan. And hearing nectar of your words, tasting through the tongue of the ear, I have not been satiated. So these are the two more commentaries on this verse. Now you have any question or comment about this? And next, after this, Krishna will start speaking his vibhutis from verse number 19 to 42, end of the chapter. Krishna will explain his vibhutis, almost 200 something, some incarnation, some material things, some spiritual things. So there's a detail of his vibhutis. That is the next section of this, the last section of the, chapter 10. Any question or comment? Yes. What is your name, Prabhu?
Nimai Sachisuta Das.
Huh?
Nimai Sachisuta.
Nimai Sachisuta Das, Prabhu, welcome.
Thank you, Prabhu. My question is, you are saying that a devotee can see Krishna everywhere in the world, Krishna's opulence. So I was thinking, when we walk outside the temple and when we see something beautiful, immediately we think, how can I enjoy? So how do we, sometimes it feels like this time, when will it come that I won't feel this and I will think, how can I make this for Krishna's enjoyment?
Very
Somehow
good.
it feels very far away. This goal seems very far away. So
Nimai. Sachisuta Nimai Das. Huh? Nimai Sachisuta Das. And in Singapore, we was on some cruise, Bhagavad Katha, and they took us to some place where there's a half line and one fish, and water is coming there from their mouth. They say it's very auspicious. So when we then, I immediately said, oh, Matsya and Narsingh Avatar together. So the devotee says, this is how we think, our mind thinks. It's a Matsya and Narsingh Avatar together. Nobody's thinking like there's a lion and fish, but it's a Matsya. So the thing is, but your question is, we have ingrained from many lifetime the enjoying mentality developed. And this is the reason we are in this material world. But now in devotional service, we are trained to develop service attitude. There are only two attitudes in this world, enjoying and service. There are only two attitudes, enjoying attitude and service attitude. Everybody is in an enjoying mood. And in devotional service, we are trained that we should develop service attitude. So, as you said, when we go in market, we see something beautiful for eating, fruit or something, the first thought will come in mind, how if I enjoy on my wife or my son, or I should take it. So this is the first normal people have this thought in their mind, this thought process. The devotees, oh, so nice fruits today. Why can't we offer today this to Gaur Nitaya, Radha Krishna, and then we will relish Krishna Prasad. Same thing. You buy same thing. You do same thing, but only consciousness is changed. First, I want to enjoy. Now Krishna is the enjoyer, and I am cooperator with Krishna. Now when you want to enjoy separate from Krishna, this is competitor. When you enjoy with Krishna, this is cooperation. We are trained to be cooperate with Krishna rather than compete with Krishna. By competing with Krishna, we will never be successful. We will always be rotting in the repeated birth and death. But by cooperating with Krishna, we can elevate to the association of Krishna. So we have to train our mind that Krishna is enjoyer. And I have to develop this service attitude. And initiation, the only stamp at initiation is after your name, there is a word Das added. that you are servant. And we are so smart still. Even if you ask your name, you will say Nimai Nitai, but Das you will never say. We are trained like that in our mind. We have a name, Das in the end, but we never say that. This is our many lifetimes enjoying spirit. Therefore, in a Gaudiya Vaishnava, they write two Das, first Das in front and second Das behind. Das Sarvabhauma Das. Because when train is climbing up the hill, then they have two engines, one on the front and one on the back, because it needs a little more force to go up. So for us to really go in the opposite direction, everybody is going like a river is flowing, everything can go in a down direction, but you want to swim against the current of the water, then you need a lot of energy. And we in a devotional service are going against the current of the material world. People are going in on the one direction, we are going in a completely opposite direction. So we need really more determination and more good association, because we will be tired very soon. We need good anchors to hold on and continue our journey further. And for this, we need double engine. Double engine means we should be Das, Das, Anudas. That can only help. We have to train our mind that this is my seva. Like a spiritual master is a service to train the disciple and offer to the Krishna as a service. Everything is a service in all relation. The servitude is a service, friend is also serving, Mother Yashoda is also serving, in fact, and Radharani and Gopis are also serving Krishna. Service is a main ingredient in devotional service. You may have a friendship, you may have a parental love, you may have a conjugal, but the service is most important. Ekal Krishna, Ishwar ar sabhi. Only Krishna is a master and enjoyer. We all are his servant. And only by cooperation in his service, we can also relish same thing. Driver of a king is also sitting in the same car and on the front seat. Cook of a king is also relishing the same dishes. Similarly, we should have this mood of being servant of Krishna. Then we are properly situated in our original constitutional position, Jivera Swarupa Krishna Nitya Das. But the tendency to lord it over material nature, as Srila Prabhupada says, is very strong. Therefore, we have to always think of Krishna. By our body, act for Krishna, by the body and senses. By mind, think of Krishna. Prabhupada writes, the mental culture of Krishna consciousness is to always think of Krishna's pastime in Kurukshetra, that is Bhagavad Gita, and his pastime in Vrindavan, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Always engage your mind in thought of Krishna. This is the basic principle of devotional service and practice. Vaidhi sadhan bhakti. Always think of Krishna, never forget him. Only rule is always think Krishna, and only regulation is never forget him. All other rules and regulations are servant to this one rule. Always think of Krishna. So we have to actually, by chanting Hare Krishna, at least our consciousness will change from enjoying to the service attitude. It takes time, but it will be transformed. Yes, Prabhu. What is your name? Good. Krishna Sudama Das. Krishna Sudama.
Keshi Nishodana Das.
Oh, Keshi Nishudan. Keshi Nishudan, killer of the Keshi, okay? Keshi Nishudan Das. Keshi came in the form of horse, and our mind is worse than horse, running here and there. Also, we have to kill our Keshi mind. That is Kashi Nishudan. Okay, Keshi Nishudan, Prabhu, welcome.
It's interesting. My question is a bit similar to this question, but also different. Like sometimes I think like I'm putting all the effort into like doing.
I am thinking like,
I'm putting all the effort in doing the things that are prescribed, but still the mind keeps attacking, like bad thoughts are coming into the mind, like I feel like I'm endeavoring in all directions, doing the things that are prescribed, but still the mind comes up with stupid ideas. So how's that?
mind.
The mind comes up with negative thoughts or like thoughts that are not Krishna conscious or destructive to devotional practice.
There's one verse in Bhagavad Gita which says, Shaknoti ya shodum prak sarir vimokshanat kam krodh udbhavam vegam sayukta sa sukhi nara. This is the 5th chapter, verse 23 or something. Shaknoti means if you are able to, if you can do that. What to tolerate? Shodum means tolerate. What? Kam krodh udbhavam vegam. Vegam means impulses from the lust and anger, or from desire and anger. It is because of our desires, and when they are not fulfilled, we become angry and mind get agitated. And this is, everybody is having this type of experience. So how long we should tolerate? This is the next question. And the answer is prak sarir vimokshan. As long as we live, we have to tolerate. We have to tolerate as long as we live. As long as this material body exists, this tendency will continue. It is saying, banyan tree's leaf, people leaf, and the ear of the elephant and the mind of the person never is still. It's always like pendulum. You've seen the leaf of a people tree, even there's no wind, it's like this. And the elephant's ear is always like this. And our mind is always pendulum like this. It's natural. It's not easy, actually. It's not easy. Simply, when you have a very tender plant, to save it from animals, you put a fencing that it should grow and become strong. Then there's no problem. So the only thing which can protect our mind from actually doing nonsense is good association. That is the best fencing. If you are surrounded by good devotees, your mind may think of doing some nonsense, but you cannot do this. But mind cannot go. Mind will go only through senses. There's a saying, you may have many arrows, but if you have no bow, how the arrow will go? So mind is like an arrow, but the body is like a bow. If your legs won't move, if your eyes don't see, then where mind will go? Therefore, if you are an association, you may think in your mind to do something wrong, but you cannot do in front of the devotees, because devotee will protect us. So fencing for a devotee in an early stage is good association. That is of the good people, good books, good atmosphere, living in the temple. Even mind is agitated while living in the temple, but we cannot do anything wrong, because the situation and the atmosphere is like that. It's not possible to do there. So the good association can only protect our tender creeper of devotional service till it becomes strong. Once it becomes strong, then our mind will be our best friend. Therefore, the Bhagavad Gita says, your mind can be good friend or a worst enemy. It's like a one key. If you move on the right side, it is locked. If you move on the left side, it is open. So if you turn towards Krishna's lotus feet, you are liberated. If you move your mind towards the worldly enjoyment, you are bound. It's simply mind. And it's only the good association which can help us to tame the mind. No other way. Good association only. Those devotees who are always in association, they grow in spiritual life. Those who want to be alone, they always stumble and fall down. So all these temples are only made just to give association to the devotees. This association and this regular medicine of Krishna Katha is going to help us grow strong. This is our morning Bhagavatam, evening Bhagavad Gita, and before sleeping Krishna book is our elixir, is our tonic. If we take regularly, then our mind become more fixed, strong, and our friend. These are the simple things Prabhupada has given us. And then second thing is, as there is food, there is similar is our mind. So if we have Krishna Prasad, then our mind will be more peaceful. If we have Anna, as Anna there is a man, it is saying in Hindi, Anna means food and man means mind. So our our eating, our recreation, everything should be moderate in association of devotees. Then it's possible to control the uncontrollable mind. And this is Arjun's question in Bhagavad Gita. Mind is more turbulent than a wind. And Krishna's answer is Abhyasena tu konte vairagena siddhyate. Abhyas means chanting 16 rounds every day, and vairag means following 4 regulative principles. These are the two things, abhyas and vairag. By that, gradually we will be able to tame the mind, which is very turbulent. Okay, Sinishuddhan, is it okay?
Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. What is your name?
Yashoda Jivan Das.
Yashoda Jivan Das. Yeah.
Actually, thank you for your lecture. My question is, what's the difference between thinking and mind? Mind is first, or thinking is first, or mind?
Mind and
Mind.
Thinking.
thinking is a process of mind. Mind has thinking, willing. Sankalp and vikalp is a function of mind. Sankalp means to think something, and vikalp means alternative. So mind is, the process of thinking is mind. And discrimination is the intelligence. The intelligence is higher than mind. Mind says, oh, I need this Apple computer, I need this thing, I need this thing. But mind will say, do you have money? So mind will discriminate whether we can do or not. The intelligence will discriminate. Mind simply think, I need this, I don't need this, something like that. So this is the point. Mind is like reins of a horses or a gear of a car, but the intelligence is driver. So intelligence is next door neighbor of the soul. So if we get power from the soul to the intelligence and become more discriminative, then this mind, which is nothing but a rope, it cannot do anything on its own. So mind has to be controlled by intelligence. But sometimes the mind is so obstinate that intelligence cannot control this. And therefore, mind control the senses and do whatever mind likes. So horses are like senses. If the reins are not controlled by a proper person, or steering is not in the hand of a right person, then car can go anywhere or horses can go anywhere. So mind can be carried by any sense at any time, provided it is not controlled by intelligence. So intelligence has to be sharpened. Buddhi. And then Krishna says, I give you buddhi yoga. I give you that intelligence. By that you can control the mind and engage mind in my service. So Krishna will give that intelligence. He says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I will give that intelligence. He has given intelligence to anybody, where to eat, where to sleep. But how to love Krishna, that only Krishna will give. That's the 10th chapter's most very, very common and most important verse. Dadami buddhi yogam tam ye namamu piyanti te. Tesham satta yuktanam those who are always engaged in my service. Bhajatam Priti Purvam, they love me with a full determination. I give them intelligence by which they will come to me. So only by this sharp intelligence we can control the disturbing mind. And intelligence can be made sharp by the power coming from soul. And soul can be rightly directed when it is in commune with super soul. And this process of bhakti yoga is getting directly under the direction of super soul. Srila Prabhupada writes, the super soul direct the sincere soul what to do and how to do. So super soul directs the soul, and the soul has intelligence to control the mind. This is a hierarchy in Bhagavad Gita. Higher than body are senses, higher than senses are mind, higher than mind is intelligence, and higher than intelligence is soul. This is the hierarchy of the body. So empower your intelligence by soul. That's called willpower. Yashoda Jivan Ji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. But one question is memory is which type part of this process is memory?
See, the intelligence in English has a 4 version in Sanskrit. The past intelligence is called memory, smriti or memory. Intelligence of past things is called memory. Intelligence of present is called buddhi. Intelligence of future is called mati. And intelligence beyond 3 modes is called pragya, sthita pragya, in 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So intelligence of past, intelligence in present, intelligence in future, and intelligence beyond time or beyond 3 kala, from 3 times is pragya. So 4 names of the intelligence in Vedic system. So smriti is also intelligence, or the remembrance is also intelligence. But it's essentially of past. You remember something which is already, past. And if you remember, that is a past intelligence. If I ask you a question, you give the answer quickly, you are intelligent, buddhi. And if you select somebody in the future, this is my, leader, that is the future intelligence called mati. And the best intelligence in Bhagavatam is sati mati mukande. That is the chaste intelligence which select mukanda as the goal of life. This in Germany also there are members of parliament and you vote for them. It's like a democracy. This vote in Hindi is called matdan. Matdan means you select a person for future as your leader. So mati is the future intelligence to select somebody as your leader. You select Krishna as your leader or guiding force. That is the future intelligence. So the same intelligence has 4 levels. Smriti is a past intelligence, or memory is a past intelligence. Past, present, future, and beyond 3. 4 type of intelligence. And all 4 are in Bhagavad Gita. Iti matva bhajante mam. This is matva. Matva is a mati. Is my opinion for the future. Okay? Bhagavad Vani, Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitaya Gaur Premanande.